Two teens tried to rob a New Orleans store, and they found out.
A teenage boy shot and killed inside a New Orleans convenience store has been identified. According to NOPD, 16-year-old Cecil Baptiste and an 18-year-old accomplice were robbing that store at gunpoint when a clerk opened fire, killing Baptiste. Paul Murphy has the latest on that shooting.
The teenage boy captured on security camera video brandishing a handgun with an extended magazine inside Sam's Meat Market was identified as 16-year-old Cecil Baptiste. According to court documents, two suspects we now know as Baptiste and 18-year-old Tioni Juarez were involved in Tuesday night's armed robbery at the store in New Orleans East. Video shows the man identified as Juarez wearing a black ski mask. Baptiste is seen pointing a gun at a clerk working the cell phone counter, then stuffing cash and other items in his pockets. As the suspects exited the store, the clerk at the phone counter pulled out a gun and opened fire. A bullet struck Baptiste in the abdomen, causing him to collapse to the ground. Orleans District Attorney Jason Williams did not want to talk specifics about the case, but he told our partners at WWL Radio, once somebody puts a gun in your face, the rules change.
It's painfully obvious to anyone who saw that video what those two people were doing in that store, and that shop owner did not ask for that exchange.
According to the initial police report, Juarez returned fire and was struck in the right forearm as he ran from the store. Police say an unknown woman drove Juarez to University Medical Center and left as he entered the hospital. He was treated for a gunshot wound and arrested by the NO.
District Attorney is absolutely right. The rules change once that gun is in your face, and it is clear as day right here that this worker, I think he's the manager of this store or something, took action. He protected employees and protected, himself. Great job.
OPD. Loyola Law Professor Dane Cialino said in Louisiana, unlike some other jurisdictions, Juarez can't be held accountable for Baptiste's death.
He can't be charged with a homicide crime because this killing was done by the victim rather than by a co-felon.
Video shows the phone clerk leave and return seconds later, shooting Baptiste 2 times as he struggled on the floor. Baptiste later died at UMC. Cialino doubts the clerk will be charged in the shooting.
That clerk was in obviously a high-stress situation and saw the perpetrator still moving with a gun.
Juarez is now facing charges including armed robbery, aggravated battery, and the illegal use of a weapon. His bond was set at $170,000. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
Wow. He was prepared. He was well prepared for that situation. Being in New Orleans, a lot of crime there. Tuesday afternoon, you never know what's going to happen. And he was very prepared for that situation. But this is what the owner had to say about this.
Ahmed says no workers in the store were hurt, but they were shaken.
They was really scared because that's why they use their guns. But we all carry guns, but we hope not to use it. But in this situation, we have to. If our life was like, have kids and family, just, that's what happened.
The store remained open, and shopper Saria Burton says the armed robbery attempt and shooting is disturbing.
That's crazy. I'm sorry that happened to him, I'm sorry he made that decision to go and try to rob that place and got killed.
They just walking in like they don't care at all.
And now bullet holes leave a stark reminder of a scary night.
Yeah, good job on them carrying weapons to protect themselves, because that could be a very dangerous job, a very dangerous position to be in. Now, if you don't remember this from a couple of years ago, an 80-year-old at the time store owner took matters into his own hands, and you see what happened here.
On his monitor, ready to defend his business. The suspect goes running, screaming for his life. The getaway car peels out as one suspect struggles to get in the passenger side. Meanwhile, 80-year-old Craig Cope stands guard with his rifle in hand in case any trouble comes back. A short time later, he reportedly suffered a heart attack from the ordeal. He was rushed to the hospital, but is going to be okay. Tamara Gibbons says her boss is a hero.
I'm glad that they caught the guys, and I'm glad Craig shot him. I mean, he's a local hero, you know, especially, you know, he's 80 years old.
That never gets old. The video of that guy screaming like a little girl, running to the car, and the other robber almost getting left behind. Look, people are fed up. People are tired of the nonsense. And this is why we have the Second Amendment, because the bad guys are always going to find ways to hurt people. You see them doing it. I've heard in China that somebody rammed a car into a bunch of people. And, you know, people get stabbed in certain countries, like in Europe, you have stabbings that go on. And the bad guys are always going to find ways to commit crimes. If guns were completely banned in the United States, the bad guys are going to find a way to get them to the black market. Southern border, you never know. Not for long. But anyway, they're going to find ways to commit crimes, whether it's with a knife or a bat, whatever it is. You saw somebody get stabbed. A 13-year-old stabbed a man in the back and the leg for not taking his picture. An illegal alien did stab the guy in the back with a brass knuckle knife. So the criminals are always going to find ways to do bad things. That's why they're criminals. They break the law. So this is why we have the Second Amendment, so you can protect yourself and you protect those around you. There are plenty of stories like this out there. You just have to look for them. They don't always get talked about in the mainstream media, but they're out there. A lot of instances where law-abiding citizens protect those around them and stop something potentially very bad from happening. Yeah, I'm going to leave that right there. I thought you would like that story. A happy ending. Yeah, like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you. Take care.